Spiritual circles and so-called supramental movements both harbor a formidable pitfall. They tend to substitute vibrational do's and don'ts for traditional religious dogmas. Under the guise of deprogramming, some consciousness gurus advocate the adoption of absolute austerity. We are told to reject nature, presented as an illusion, turn off music, to banish movie, and even to refrain from saying "I love you," since love supposedly does not exist in this density. But just look at the result. Instead of liberating humanity, the system creates cold individuals disconnected from life and trapped in a new conceptual cage. It strangely reminds me of some evangelical channel where people share their experiences and explain how everything is copyrighted by Satan, music, yoga, cinema, art, and that you're out to put your life in the hands of Jesus in order to be saved. Just replace the names of Satan and Jesus with those of New Age and supraconscious features, and you get exactly the same scenario of spiritual capture. For as long as humans keep failing to own themselves, other structure will seek to possess them through the promise of delivering them from their predator. But in reality, the struggle between good and evil is merely the horizontal dimension of the manipulation. Above this duality, a vertical dimension is at play, a genuine triality, a third party who no longer seeks to recycle consciousness ad infinitum on the wheel of samsara through endless wear, but to take permanent possession via some deceptive escape route. So let's keep that in mind. The enemies of our enemies are not necessarily our friends, but merely cattle's rustlers. And that cattle is us, at least as long as we keep failing to fully embrace our sovereignty. True sovereignty doesn't mean numbing yourself to the world, but navigating it without allowing it to possess you. Spirit doesn't try to avoid the stage set, it passes right through it. We're encouraged to stay away from polarities, but heat and cold are two extremes on the same axis. Anger and hatred remain low vibrations, whether hot or cold. You don't achieve neutrality or non-polarity through coldness or rigidity. That's just moving the slider to the opposite of the scale. Centeredness is not about going blank or numb. It's about bringing all the sliders back to the middle. It's about being able to observe the stage without any bias, to listen with complete objectivity, and to love consciously without rigidity. Words are just tools meant for the mind. They can never make up for the silent message from your own spirit. So you don't want to trade one prison cell for another. Clear your space by filling it with presence, and let that silence grow deafening.